Well, welcome back. We're going to talk about some more inequalities, as you can see on our screen. Remember, an inequality is something that looks like this. I would read this inequality, x is greater than 4. If I would ask you to give me some solutions for what x could be equal to, you could give me that x could be equal to 5, it could be equal to 7, 20, 100. There's lots of possibilities that x could be equal to. So we also learned that there is a way that if I wanted to graph this, I would make a number line here. And on my number line, I have to obviously put the number 4. So I'm just going to put 1 above 4 and 1 behind like this. So I have 3, 4, 5. And if I would graph x is greater than 4, I would find the number 4. I would put an open circle. I would not color it in because it says that x has to be greater than 4. Remember, if it's equal to, there would be a line underneath there. All of my answers are going to be greater than 4, so that means all of these answers would be true. 4.5, 4 3/4, 5, 6, all of these are greater than 4. But what happens if I give you an inequality that looks like this? My inequality says here 7 is less than or equal to m. So once again, I would make my number line, and we will put the number 7 here. I'll put 8, and so we have 6, 7, 8. All right, well, because it says it's a closed circle, I'd circle the 7. This line here tells me that it's equal to, so I get to color it. Now I have to decide which way am I going to color. My inequality is pointing this direction. However, if you notice, my inequality to me is backwards. And so I like to rewrite this. Up here, we had x listed first. I like to have my variable first. So I would put m. And if you notice, the mouth is open to the m, so I have to keep it going the same direction. So I have 7 is less than or equal to m. 7 is still the less than. Now, because I put the inequality in order with the variable first, now I can follow which way this arrow is pointing. It's saying m is greater than 7, so I'm going to color greater. Greater means I'm going to get bigger, so I'm going to go this direction. So I can actually color the direction that this is going. Why? Because I have my variable listed first. So today what we're going to do is we're going to add another step. We're going to actually look at these inequalities, but we're going to solve them as if we were solving equations. Okay, so you can see I have here an equation. We've done one-step equations. This says that 2x is equal to 8. Now, if you recall, and you don't have to write this sample down right now, I just want you to watch. But if you remember, we want to get the variable by itself. And if you notice, here's my balance. It's this green square, and we were circling them. I'm going to leave it as a green square. You'll notice on this side, the opposite of multiplying by 2 would be to divide. So that means I'm going to divide by 2 on this side. And remember, the rule is whatever I do on this side, I have to do on this side. So I'm going to divide by 2 on this side. 2 divided by 2 cancels, leaving x equals 4. Now, underneath my green square is actually not an equal sign. It is actually an inequality, and it is greater than or equal to. And the whole reason I wanted to show you that is because even though we have an inequality, we're going to solve it just like we would a regular equation. And instead of bringing the equal sign down, we would bring down here this symbol. So I would basically solve my problem, if I can get that on there perfectly, which I can't. And then, of course, I would come over here, and what would I do? I would graph my inequality. Once again, we have the number here, 4. According to this, it says that x, so I have to find the 4. It says equal to, so I get to color it in. Greater than would be in this direction. Okay, so we're going to solve one-step inequalities instead of calling them equations. All right, so we have this one-step inequality. We need to find out x minus 3 is less than 9. Well, this is still considered our balance. So we're going to go ahead and circle it like we would an inequality. We're going to circle this here. Obviously, we want to get x by itself. It's with minus 3. What is the opposite? Plus 3. And the rule is whatever we do on this side of the balance, we have to do on this side of the balance. Let's bring our balance down. All right. These two cancel, leaving x. Let's bring our balance down. 9 plus 3, what's 9 plus 3? 12. So now I know that in this equation, or that I have here, this inequality, any number that's larger than 12 would make this true. 13 minus 3 would be 10. And if I had 13 minus 3 equals 10, obviously 13 won't work because my answer says it has to be less than 9. 10 is not less than 9. So I have to make sure that all the x's I pick are less than 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, and so forth. So I just found out that my answers, I'll put a 12 here. And according to this, I find the 12. It says less than, which means I'm going to color in this direction. So 11 would work, 10 would work, 9 would work. Okay, let's try one here in our notebooks. Let's go ahead and write the inequality. 12 is greater than x plus 6. All right, once again, we're going to find our balance. Well, remember, this is considered our balance, our inequality. Our variable is x. It is not by itself on this side of the balance. It has plus 6, and the opposite of plus 6 would be minus 6 on this side. And then, of course, the rule is we need to put it on this side over here. 12 minus 6 is 6. Bring down my balance. Positive and negative 6 cancel, leaving x. Oh, great, we have it, except for this is backwards. So we want to rewrite it. We want our variable x to be first. So I'm going to put x is less than 6. I want to make sure, since I flipped my inequality, I flipped my sign. The alligator mouth is eating the 6, and it is still meaning the 6, so these two are the same. Now I'm ready to put it on the number line. Here's 6, 7, and 5. All right, so I want to know what answers are going to go with this inequality. Well, here's 6. Open circle, why? Because there's no equal to sign. And it says less than, so I'm going to color less than. Okay, very good. Let's try another one-step inequality. Why don't I give you one that looks like, oh, let's try this one. X divided by 2 is greater than 9. Okay, let's circle our balance. Well, that's going to be our inequality. Where's the variable? It's right here. It's x. It is dividing by 2. The opposite of dividing by 2 would be multiply by 2. Whatever I do on this side of the inequality, I have to come over here and do on this side. Okay, remember that these two cancel because they're opposite operations, leaving the variable x. Bring down my balance. 9 times 2 is 18. So if you notice, I'm going to do x is greater than 18. So for my number line, I have to make sure I have the 18 on there. I'll put here 19 and 17. This time I'm going to put open or close. Looks like it's still an open circle. There's no equal. It's saying that x is greater. That's going that direction. All right, very good. Let's practice another one. All right, so the inequality I have in front of you says 957 is less than, this is the letter O, that's my variable, minus 73. This happens to be one of the problems on our homework today, so I want to make sure you get this in your notes. So in order for us to get the variable O by itself, we're going to have to do some opposite operations. So let's go here. Here's our balance. Here's the letter O. It is minus 73. The opposite would be plus 73 on this side and plus 73 on this side. Okay, 7 plus 3 is 10, carry the 1. 7 plus 5 is 12 plus 1 is 13, carry the 1. And 9 plus, so I have 1,030 is less than negative 73 and positive 73 cancel the letter O. All right, well, this, remember, is backwards. I want my variable to be listed first, so I'm going to put the letter O. If you notice, the mouth is opened to the letter O. And then I'm going to put my number here. Now, sometimes number lines will be like this, and they may have some numbers on them already. So, for example, maybe I'm going to have on this number line, here is the number 1,000. And then maybe down here, I might have, here is the number 1,050. And so I have to show where I'm going to put 1,030. Now, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and maybe add some tick marks for 1,010, 20, 30, 40. So I did this. Oh, I didn't need my comma there. So I counted by tens, 1,000, 1,010, 1,020, 1,030, 1,040, 1,050. Now I'm ready to make my inequality. It says here I have to find 1,030. Well, I happen to put it here. Looks like another open circle because there's no equal to. It's saying that O is greater, so I will color this direction. Okay, make sure you have this for your notes so that you can get this problem correct.